For Unit 1, we're going to talk about microbiology. We're going to give an overview of microbiology, how bacteria grow. We're going to talk about the structures of bacteria. If you've recently had a microbiology class or a biology class that's discussed this, or even anatomy classes or any other science class that has talked about bacteria, might be a good bit of a review for you, which will be nice. But we're going to talk about the cell structures of bacteria. We're going to talk about how bacteria grow. And then we're going to talk about some food pathogens. And we're going to start off with food pathogens that are bacterial or that are prokaryotes. And so we're going to spend a little bit of time on that, actually a lot of time on that, because most of your foodborne pathogens are going to be your bacteria. So we're going to talk about different kinds of bacteria that infect food, how the diseases are transmitted, what kind of foods are affected, how it can be prevented, the disease process that happens with those ailments. And then we're going to talk about the same things, but also we'll be moving on to eukaryotes, which are going to be your higher level organisms. We're going to talk about some helminths, which are going to be like your tapeworms, some protozoa. We'll also be talking about viruses, which viruses are a little different because they're not living organisms. They're not composed of cells, so they're technically not living organisms. And so we're talking about things like norovirus, the hepatitis viruses. And then we're also going to talk about prions. And prions are also very different guys. They are protein particles, so they're very interesting, and they're definitely not made of cells as well. So what we're going to be doing is start off with a review of microbiology and bacteria, and then we're going to talk about bacteria that cause foodborne pathogens. Then we're going to move on to eukaryotes, viruses, and prions. And for Unit 1, you're going to have 4 assignments. There are going to be 4 written assignments that are going to be due. You'll also have a unit test, and you'll have a discussion assignment. And for the discussion assignment, you will write a response to the discussion, and then you're also going to be responsible for writing 2 responses to other students. One thing I'd like to mention is that inside Blackboard, you will find rubrics. There are grading rubrics. There's a folder for that, and it will have the grading rubrics for your written responses for your discussion questions, like your essay questions on your homeworks, and also it'll have a rubric for your discussion questions. Your discussion posts that are on the discussion board. So what's expected of you for those, how those are graded. So, but with that, go ahead and get started with the first part of Unit 1.